Thank you, Carrie. And our top story is one that Frank and Carrie have already been mentioning, a special weather statement in effect for Toronto. Much of the GTA under a snow squall watch. And our Tammy Sutherland is live now at Traffic Services with what we should know ahead of the snow. Tammy.
Yeah, that's right, Melanie. The drive into work this morning is going to be drastically different than the drive home from work. We're here with Constable Clint Stibbe from Traffic Services. Now, my first question is, we find that whenever there's a first snowfall, people, it seems as if they lose their common sense, their skills when it comes to winter driving. We just did this a few months ago. Why is that?
Well, what it basically boils down to is what a driver is exposed to. They become complacent with the road being in fairly good condition, even a bit of rain. It's not too bad. But once you introduce the ice element or the snow element, drivers forget that they have to adapt to those types of conditions, and they're more extreme than, say, a water event. And quite honestly, it's like riding a bicycle. An individual, if they haven't ridden it, granted, in a longer period of time, they find it more challenging. They have to get used to it again. And that's exactly what happens when we look at these types of sudden weather events. That being said, that doesn't excuse the driver behavior. Drivers have to reduce their speeds and have to be aware of their surroundings at all times. And unfortunately, they're driving in the here and now. The problem is it's too late. You need to be driving in the future. You need to see what's coming towards you, and that includes ice on the roadway. So scan the road, looking for those signs that ice may be there.
And you were talking about something called glare ice earlier. Tell me about that, because as you said, the advice to look ahead is really what could save you in order to let you know to slow down.
Absolutely. So when you approach an intersection and you start to apply the brakes, in a type of a situation where we have this sudden temperature change, as you apply the brakes, the tire creates heat between the tire and the asphalt. What happens is any sort of snow or whatnot that may be there begins to liquefy. So as you move on, now the cold air in behind it begins to freeze it. This continues several times until eventually it's a compacted, literally glare ice. And at that point, it's much worse than even regular ice because it's extremely slippery. It's almost like a layer of glass. And you add a little bit of moisture in there as well, your ability to stop the vehicle is even more compromised. So even at 10 kilometers per hour may be too fast for you when you approach that intersection. So especially near intersections, drop your speed well before the intersection, because if you wait till you're almost there, it may be too late and you may be involved in a collision.
Okay, thank you very much, Constable Clint Stibbe from Toronto Police Traffic Services. Again, watch your speed this afternoon once that snow and the rain and the ice start to hit. And we were talking about it earlier. If it is a little bit slippery to walk, then it is way too slippery to drive fast. So keep that in mind. Melanie, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tammy, thank you for that. TMZ posting video reportedly showing Roy Halladay showboating right before his deadly plane crash on Tuesday.
Oh my God, bro. What was he thinking? Or he or she? Oh my God.
Now, this is part of the video shot off the coast of Florida, purportedly showing Halladay flying pretty recklessly in his single engine plane. Now, crews were on scene pulling the wreckage from the water. 2 flight recorders also located. The 40-year-old retired Toronto Blue Jay pitcher got the plane less than a month ago. Federal investigators say they have not yet seen this TMZ video. Okay, back to the Halladay story. Now, the original designer of the plane also died in a crash back in May. There's no word yet on possible funeral arrangements for Halladay.